Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take. So, if you watched the Swinging podcast on Sunday, I did say that I was going to have a review for Rurouni Kenshin the beginning. I did do a review for Rurouni Kenshin the final a few weeks ago when that one came out, and this one just dropped. I want to say last Friday, or a couple weeks ago. I can't remember when it actually dropped, but I want to say this is the last movie they're doing in the Rurouni Kenshin live action film series. And if you've watched one of them, you kind of know a little bit of what to expect. However, this one is actually, after watching it, I could say it's probably more based off of the Trust and Betrayal OVA as opposed to what was actually in the manga. So that's the kind of tone that they go for here, which I think actually works. A few of the things that I liked in the film was, well, number one, and this is across the board on all of the movies, is the fight choreography. The Rurouni Kenshin series has probably some of the best swords fights that I've probably ever seen in a movie. Period. And I've seen like the Kira Kurosawa movies, and I still think the Rurouni Kenshin movies have some of the best sword play in uh, cinematic movies to date. I love the cinematography. I love how everything was shot. I actually like the music in the series as well, and this one does very well too. The story, it actually goes to seeing the time when Kenshin was an assassin, the Batosai. So this film actually, if you haven't watched the OVA, the Trust and Betrayal OVA, this basically shows what happened while he was a assassin for Katsuro Kagoro and how he met his wife and the tragedies that surrounds that. So it's one of those movies. It has a very somber tone, but I will say this: the violence is ratcheted up because this movie shows him. It shows why everybody was afraid of him. I'll put it like that. There is some dismemberment in this film, so you kind of need to go in knowing that. Like the other movies, you really you really didn't get to see the violent. They had fights in it, but you didn't get to really see how violent it was. You just heard them talking about it. In this film, I think they do a very good job of letting you know this dude wasn't to be played with. A lot of the story beats that they take are stuff that you would find from that OVA. And once again, it's just one of those situations where do I think that was the best route to take? No, but I think that's the best thing that they could have done. To be honest, I think some of the changes that they made in the adaptation they make sense, even though some of the things I was hoping that they would actually show a couple things that did happen, and one of them was one of my favorite fights from that OVA is Kenshin versus Saito. You get to see a fight between Kenshin and Soshi Okita, but you don't get to see a fight against Saito, which the actor that plays Saito in the films, he's been great in all of them. So I was kind of hoping it was actually going to show that, but they never got around to showing that. Plus, one of the things that happened in the OVA that kind of didn't make sense is the ending sequence, the last 20 minutes of like the OVA and the last 20 minutes of the movie. I like the changes that they made in here as opposed to how they did it in the OVA. So some of the actually, there's only one thing I really didn't like, and I think that it goes to the pacing because of how this movie starts. It starts off high octane with a lot. Matter of fact, it starts with Kenshin basically killing an entire house full of samurais. But the way the story is constructed, there's a lot of down moments in it. So it starts off real fast and real action oriented, but then there's a lull in it. Now, I don't mind it that much because it does hit the story beats that you need, setting up the stuff that's going to happen toward the end of the film. But I think that is something that throws the pacing of the movie off, in my opinion. Other than that, though, I thought that the movie was great. It ends right where the first movie begins. So if you've ever watched the very first Rurouni Kenshin movie, I think that came out in like 2014, 2013 or 2014. It This movie ends by basically taking the first 5 minutes of that movie and sticking it at the end. And I think it makes sense how they did that. I liked how they did that. Other than that, I think it's a great film. I think you can watch it now. Parents, like I said, there's a lot of sword fights. There is a lot of dismemberment. There's a lot of bloodletting because that's just how this movie is. So you have to take that as it as you may. So I don't know if you want your kids to watch that or not. It is rated TVMA, so there's that. But it is available on Netflix. I think it's a pretty decent movie, especially if you watch the other movies in the series. I think you can't go wrong watching it. So let me know what you guys think. Have you watched it? Have you seen Rurouni Kenshin, the beginning? And if you watched the final, the movie that preceded this, let me know in the comments and let me know what you guys think about it. I hope that they go back, Netflix goes back and puts the rest of the films on their platform, because I think everybody needs to see all of them. They're actually pretty good. The first one I thought was just okay, but the rest of them films I thought have been very well done, and I think everybody should watch it. But leave a comment, let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys on the next Fresh Take. Peace.